Well, there's been a lot to like at this festival. I think that, like a lot of festivals, what you come away with memories are not necessarily the big headliners, you know. It's some of the people that you discover at places like the third stage, the small stage at Putowski Palace. For example, I had never heard of Igor Osipov, the guitar player, who appeared there in a band with an American alto player who's very respected in the United States, Logan Richardson. I knew Logan, but I didn't know anybody else in the band, and I thought they had a really fresh concept that they executed beautifully. I just heard a band this afternoon from Britain called Get the Blessing. Again, a very original concept involving a lot of humor, a lot of interesting structures to their music, a kind of a fusion of a different kind, not the typical jazz rock fusion, but a kind of fusion of sensibilities. I thought that was a very interesting one. One of the revelations of this festival for me was Chucho Valdez. I probably should have known more about him than I did. I knew his name, I knew something of his history, but I'd never heard him live. And I thought that was a very, very moving experience, to be in the presence of an absolute master like that. And to know, you know, we're not going to have our masters forever. And so I was so glad that I was able to hear him here. I thought that was one of the real high points of the festival. You know, I'm here to write about the festival. That's one major way, of course, that I'll be sharing my impressions of the entire festival. I was also on a panel several mornings ago with Jerry Teekins, who was here. Jerry Teekins is a very interesting man because he runs a label called Krriss Kross that's been a very important label for many years, based in the Netherlands. And of course there was a band here called the Krriss Kross All-Stars that were all representatives of his label. They've all recorded albums of their own on his label. So we had an interesting panel discussion talking about his label and more general things about the history and the state of modern music and that kind of thing. So that was another way. One of the things I was struck by, that panel discussion was held at a school, and a lot of times those kinds of things at jazz festivals aren't terribly well attended. You know, there's maybe not very many people there. The room was absolutely packed. You couldn't sit down. It was nice to see so many people interested in that subject.